Hello. Okay, let me lower down again. Good evening, guys. Welcome to another episode of Ouch My Money. I am Denise. Oh, as you can tell, because we're all working from home now, so I also dress so 随便. Okay. Let's see who is going to come on the first one. First one's an impression. Impression Chunho. Because I knocked so many times. Suits you. Hi, Chunho.
Hello.
You are green on red today. We have a surprise.
Yeah.
Because later you see who is opposite of Chunho. Who is opposite of Chunho. That sounds just about right. In more ways than one. Opposite of Chunho.
No.
He has cheated us. Put him out of the room. He went to climb the mountain now. He went to Chen Xian. That's what people say, right? Who that? Hello, Afe.
Hi.
Okay. Moving on.
Guys, a long time you have been in high position.
Wow,
yes, everyone is in now.
Not so many times. Oh my goodness. Okay, that was quite funny. Okay, anyway, hello. Do we have anybody with us yet? I'm supposed to go and share this on my Facebook. Do you have people on already? If not, then I faster share my Facebook.
How did I know?
Oh my goodness, you guys are not watching the show?
Who, me? No, I don't watch myself.
You should. Then you cover yourself lah. Anyway, we are on our 45th episode of Ouch My Money. Yay! Unbelievable, you know. My goodness. I couldn't believe it for a moment.
45?
What?
172 a month? 45?
Actually, no, because when we first started, it was once a week, remember?
Even then, when I checked the Facebook group, I saw 27, maybe 28 videos.
Really? I scrolled all the way down and I counted one by one.
You go and count.
Maybe you saw 45 weeks ago.
No, I counted the videos.
Really?
Really? Okay, so viewers, if you are with us, please go and count our videos and tell us how. Apparently, we can't count, even though we're having a fight. We are good with money per se, but maybe not so good with just counting. We need many zeros at the back to be good with the figures. Okay. Okay. So anyway, so this is something that I was sharing with them before we came on. As y'all know, we are in this thing called heightened alert, right? So I was sharing with them that sometimes what happened to Kampong Kid? Disrupting my speech. I'm just kidding. Okay, so anyway, and it has made things a lot more difficult for some specific industries. And then I know there are some who were affected very badly, and I was sharing with the people here that just I think 2 days ago in the evening, there was this couple, maybe about 40-ish, 50, that were going door to door, and then they were carrying baskets of knickknacks. So each person was carrying those plastic basket, right, with like whatever hole inside. And then they have pens, pencils, those portable hand sanitizer and all that, and disposable face masks. And they were asking people, like, could you buy something from us, because they were doing this for their 2 kids. So basically they are doing this to support their 2 kids. And I just felt really sad. I just felt really sad. And then after that, when I walked down the corridor, I just wondered like how many people actually bought from them, because I walked down the corridor after that, and then when you look, and it was just nice dinner time, so it was 6-ish like that. So when I was walking down the corridor, right, I saw all the homes, right, you can see like the smell of food coming out, and everybody's watching TV and like so comfortable. And I'm thinking, did they help the couple or not? Like you are living at a comfortable level, lah. So did you? Are we doing what we can to help those that don't have as much as we do? And then I was sharing them that I wish I can do more, but right now I am supporting one establishment every weekend. So these are previous, like, like craftier places, pubs, and all that I used to go. And then they're not places that are franchise or have huge cash reserves behind them. So they are like couple owned or single owned, or somebody just came out and start off his own cafe or whatever. So I try to support like one every weekend, but still sometimes I just wish I can do more lor. And then I guess that brings us back to how do we prepare for, I think moving forward, how do we prepare for stuff like this, whether as an individual or as a business. Okay, who wants to do individual? Go.
I can start. I'd love to. So being in financial advisory, a lot of the people I work with are families, and a lot of these families are employees. In fact, I help a lot of employees. And the key I've seen is, to answer that question, yes, a lot of people have taken an income hit. Some people have started, some people are absolutely lost. Absolutely lost. They're asking for charity. They're asking for handouts. They're asking they're angry at the government for not supporting them. And that's one subset of people. There is another group of people who I find to be very inspirational. Instead of giving up, they're like, oh, okay, cool. I'll use this opportunity to pursue my side hustle, my hobbies. I've met somebody who started selling sourdough bread. I've met somebody who started selling cookies. I've met quite a lot of home-based bakers. One of the parent or relative of one of my good friends started selling, all those nasi padang dishes, because it was coming up to Ramadan and all that. And so she was like, okay, I want to try. And so she started selling rendang. She started selling lontong and all that. And so one subset of people who absolutely give up, and another subset of people who think to themselves, okay, I can pursue my hobby and try to monetize that. And then there is another subset of people who are on the extreme end, who are like, okay, fine, it's time to go full steam ahead, and they start businesses, they start online, I don't know what's the word, hustles, and side hustles. One of them is actually myself, to be frank. Previously, before COVID, before circuit breaker, before lockdown, I would be running around, spending a lot of time outside of the house, outside of the office. And now, because it's circuit breaker, of course, I can't meet as many people. And one of my friends and mentors,
It's not circuit breaker. Don't panic. People. Heightened alert.
Way back when, so this is 2020, right? So 2020, and then the whole thing occurred, and that caused a huge mindset shift for a lot of people, myself included. And it's been over a year since the first circuit breaker. Now we're back in phase 2, from phase 3 back to phase 2. And that mindset shift has actually helped me, I explore other avenues to generate an income. And not just generate income, I realize it's really to impact the world through things that I'm interested in. Like, for example, Lena and I started a YouTube channel, Parenting Without a License, right? Just for the heck of it. I am teaching people the basics of investing. And a good friend of mine was so badly hit that his main source of income was actually primary schools. So he's a vendor for primary schools, and after circuit breaker, they just didn't have any programs to run. All the vendors were like, nope, sorry, no business for you. And he was struggling for a year, and it took him that amount of time to pivot his entire business. And he's teaching people how to do play plans online. So he specifically does, his whole value proposition is this: if you're a busy parent who have no idea how to entertain your kids at home during the weekends or during lockdowns or home-based learning and all that, use our play plans. and I'm so proud of him for wanting to do that. And that caused, and well, thankfully, it took him a while to actually do it, and he's finally doing it, and he's earning an income, and he no longer has to rely on his primary source of income, which is the primary schools.
I heard playpen,
Yes,
which is a cage for children.
yeah. Because that's what you always think about. Okay, that's what you always think about. I knew the moment you started laughing, you're thinking about that.
But what was it? I
Anyway.
didn't quite catch that, Afiq. What was it that your friend
Playpen.
Plan to help schedule play times or play.
Okay.
Kinda, yeah. So it's like how to activate a space, how to use things around the house to create games, how do you basically entertain and yet educate your children.
Yes.
You're not necessarily trained for it. As a dad myself, I've got 2 little bear cubs who, frankly, the easiest thing for me to do is just, okay, turn on the TV, you rot your brains. Daddy's tired. But my good friend, I've known him for over 10 years now. He's the go-to guy whenever I need advice on how to entertain the kids. And, he'll just cobble together whatever's at home, cardboard boxes, toilet rolls, and we'll make games out of it. Even water painting is fun. You get the kids to just spray water in the corridors and all that. So he managed to turn something that was so painful, that circuit breaker last year, literally brought his income, because their husband and wife team literally brought their income to zero, and they were living off their savings for a good long while. And rather than give up, they're like, hey, how can we do this and generate income with whatever skills and knowledge we already have? So you've got 3 subsets, right? You've got 3 subsets. People who give up, people who take a hobby and turn it into a side hustle, and people who take their business and then turn it into they use the internet to leverage.
I think it also depends on which level are you at. Are you at the survival level? Are you at the still okay, still getting by, no luxury kind of level? So what is Afiq doing with his face?
I kind of agree. Afiq. Afiq actually summarized it into like these 3 groups. It's basically there's 3 kind of responses that people will take on. Some people are just like
to a pandemic, to any kind of disaster.
Basically, 3 type of category of responses is actually what most people will do. You either do something about it, or you can. What you say again? One group is what? They just then blame the government, blame somebody else because they're in shit already. The other one is just, I don't know what to do. The other one is at least do something about it. And I know, near Robertson Quay, during circuit breaker, all those dining places are all shut down. Cannot dine in. But it doesn't mean that you can't go on doing business. You have takeaway, but one of the restaurant, what they did was they started selling ingredients. Instead of just shut down, they're selling the pasta that is from their restaurants, and they pack things into recipes so the people can buy and bring home and cook.
So like easy to cook meals lah.
Yeah, well, it's not a full thing. Then they sell olive oil and all this. Basically, they started selling stuff.
On that note, I saw something super, super impressive. So I live near IMM, and there's a Hai Di Lao nearby. There's a Hai Di Lao in IMM, and there's a lot of other food places nearby within the same mall, right? And there's that counter in the front, Deliveroo, Grab Panda, Grab Food, Grab Panda, whatever, to pick up, and you see all the food, all the kinds of food, right? That's quite standard. But when I walked past Hai Di Lao, I was super, super impressed. Because even their takeaway bag was an experience. It's a bright red, huge, high-quality paper bag. All the ingredients are nicely packed into individual boxes. I was like, holy
so
crap.
much waste.
Fine, but the experience was, wow, look at that. Even a takeaway bag was impressive.
But Hai Di Lao is known to be very fast at pivoting.
But
Hai Di Lao as a business is known to be very fast at pivoting.
That is what makes them resilient, you see.
Yes, correct.
People resilient, and that's why they still survive, and that's why they continue to be where they are. And even now that it's heightened alert and they cannot dine in again, then recently I jogged past that restaurant again. Oh, they're back to selling stuff again.
I
Previously,
think some
when
of the places are more well equipped now because they have had practice, and then they know better what to do now. Like
So,
they can change very fast.
is the key the ability to think out of the box and pivot to help themselves?
I guess so. I mean, in this case, yes. But then again, also sometimes I feel like creativity is also kind of inborn, right? Whether you can think out of the box or not. Like some people are just not creative by nature.
Kampong Kid is our Mr. Idea person.
Yeah, I know. To him, it comes easily, like dang, 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 But there are some people who are just not creative by nature.
You know
So
what?
I'm just wondering.
You can learn to be creative. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I looked at Freakonomics, and it just really got me down that whole rabbit hole of how you can start creative thinking.
Yeah, so I believe that desperation is the mother
Leads to creativity.
Yeah, no, really, desperation is the mother of all invention.
Well, wait. There's two types of people. There's desperation is the mother of blaming other people and complaining. Okay, that's the other end of it. The spectrum.
Yes, but I believe that if people are hungry enough and are willing to be responsible for creating an outcome to get out of that hunger, there are a lot of possibilities. And I'm concur with Chunho when he says that the people who lay blame and have a sense of entitlement are far more difficult to rescue because there's only so much handouts can do. Okay, and one of the things that the government did during the circuit breaker last year was actually give out a lot of money, okay, to help businesses tide through. Some businesses use that opportunity to recreate. Okay, other businesses just depended on that money, okay, to tide through without doing anything differently. Okay, so it is. So then the question is, so what's the difference, right? How come one group and then there's the other group? And to me, I think at the end of the day, it boils down to exposure, it boils down to environment, okay, and it boils down also a lot to what they are exposed to. Okay,
I think it boils down to willingness also to change.
Yeah, so it's asking questions. The people who are willing to ask hard questions, okay, and look for answers, will be more resilient, okay, compared to the people who are in denial and think that, oh, we are just going to go back to pre-COVID times at some point in time. Okay, and as much as we cannot understand that, okay, it is also like not understanding how come there are still flat earthers on the planet, people who believe that the world is flat. So
there are some people who know that it is in difficult times, but they are still refusing to change, which is the most interesting part. Like, it's a shithole. Everybody is going to drop inside, and you are still not going to do anything about it. Because it's like I don't know. It's like what's
because they love shit, so they want to drop in the shithole.
Okay, lovely. Okay, anyway.
Whether they love shit or not, I think the thing is this. Okay, we just need to acknowledge, or rather, I have acknowledged there's a group of people that. So we cannot change people. Okay, we cannot change people's and we cannot decide for them because it's their life, their business. Okay, then I guess the bigger question is for the people who are willing to and don't know how. Okay, people who are willing to and don't know how. These are the group of people who can be helped. Then the question becomes, how do they then get the means? And I think the reality today is if this happened 20 years ago, before we had the prevalence of the internet, people went out. Okay, people went out to do odd jobs. Okay, to take on whatever work is possible. Okay, in order to just make that money. Okay, whatever it is. Okay, but we live in different times today, where the greatest leverage really is the technology that we have, that gives us the capacity. Okay, that gives anyone the capacity to be able to create a side hustle. Okay, like how Afif was describing his friends and all that. Okay, whilst his friend could have had that idea of the play plan, it was the internet, okay, that gave him the access to the markets. Because imagine 20 years ago, he could have created the same play plan. Then he would have needed to print it out, go door to door and say, hey, okay. But today it's not.
Kids or not.
Yeah, today we have technology, and the biggest thing that people can do, the highest impacting anyone can do is to learn technology.
Yeah, I agree. To learn technology, a lot of people think, wow, technology is a big monster out there and all those stuff, but it's not. It's pretty easy to learn. It's not so difficult. Once you get a hang of it, it can help you with a lot of things to help you generate money. So if you are talking in today's time that you know how to make money, there are ways nowadays that you can get onto technology to make money. Kids are using technology to make money, for heaven's sake. If you are Gen X, you are able to make use of it because you grew up with technology anyway. I mean, millennials, Gen X, they're Gen Z, they're going to using technology, they're going to TikTok, the YouTube, everything, they're making money out of it, and you're Gen X, and shame on you if you can't. Okay, anyway.
Yeah,
we're excited now.
So Denise, the example that you
shame
gave
on
about,
you if you can. Sorry, yeah.
the couple, was it the couple who was going door to door selling whatever? What were they selling again?
Just knickknacks, like pens, pencil, ruler.
Yeah. So the thing is,
mask.
there's a lot of effort in that. Okay, if they had invested, and it takes a lot of time. Okay, the number of hours a day in order to generate, I don't know, the few dollars or the few tens of dollars. Okay, had they invested, okay, some time, okay, in learning the technology, okay, to be able to then reach out to far bigger group. Yeah. Okay. Then it actually makes the entire difference.
I agree. So it was just like a bit sad when I saw them like that. Okay, anyway, before we continue, we must say hi to our viewers. Hi, Yuan Chuan. I don't know whether he's still here. He was here earlier. Hello, Yuan Chuan. Who else is here? Say hi. Comment hi. Don't comment with pox you. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And if the audience have any things to add or any questions to ask, you can feel free.
Feel free to butt in. Okay, this is not a lecture. This is like basically just 5 people talking about. HK still here. What is HK? Hong. That's a Hokkien Hong. Hey Bruce, what up? Okay. So I'm just looking downwards because that's where my phone is. And Wen Kai says desperation is the mother of many kids.
Yeah. So anyway, since the audience, what do you all think? What do you all think that in these times of pandemic,
how to remain resilient?
Yeah.
Financially.
Because this is not going to be the only pandemic. Okay. Or this is not probably going to be the only heightened alert. It could happen anytime. Again, in future, we may. On June 13th, the restriction may ease a little bit. I don't know how it's going to be eased. Even if it ease a little bit, then subsequently there's going to be a new variant that come in, and then another heightened alert come about, and then people will go back to no dining, no this and no that, and then so
we're going to go through a few rounds of this, We're going through a few rounds. Yeah.
We're only currently at alpha, beta, delta, gamma.
Delta.
No gamma yet, right? Oh, gamma. gamma, delta, is it? Then
Yes.
we made up epsilon, right? Okay.
Yes, you.
行米现在行米，
Oh my god, what is that?
Okay.
This is some kind of army term.
This is a new normal. This is a new naming for the variants. The variant that
Oh,
first
okay, okay,
is called alpha. The variant that first discovered in South Africa is called beta. I think it's beta. And the one that's first found in Brazilian is called gamma. Maybe the South African and the Brazilian one is
Oh,
the recent one is the one that first found in India is called delta. I can hear
that's
myself.
So I'm sure there'll be many more.
yeah. Then there'll be many more until you go to X for xylophone. Okay, Bruce says, I think people need to overcome their own self issues. Hunger helps. Yes, so that's why desperation is the mother of many things. We were saying desperation is the mother of creativity. And then after that, he says, do something, don't do nothing. So anything is better than nothing, I guess. Because I saw this meme on Instagram. There's this picture of this high ladder and this tiny man. So assuming that ladder is maybe 5 stories high. And then the 2 men, 2 ladders. The caption reads, the difference between big steps and small steps. So same ladder, same tiny man, but the rungs of the ladder was spaced differently. So the rungs were very high. So it's very difficult, and the man was like right at the bottom because he couldn't get up anyway. And then the other one was the rungs were very close together. So he was taking very little small steps, but he was moving on. Yeah. So do something, do anything, not illegal things. Okay, please, no selling babies on the black market.
You know, the thing about that, right? The thing about taking steps and all that. Here's the thing that I've come to realize, speaking to many people. We've all heard of the term the Johari window, right? The things that you know about yourself, things that you know. Then there's also that quadrant about what you know you don't know, and what you don't know you don't know. For quite a lot of people, that part about don't know that they don't know can be very, very big. Like they only know that little bit. That's what I know. They don't know that they don't know. That's fine. They don't know that they know. That's fine. But the quadrant that makes up I don't know what I don't know is huge.
It's huge, yes.
It's I see that a lot with children actually, simply because they have a lack of experience. Right, I'm training quite a few young chaps under my team, and you know it's super clear that they don't know what they don't know, and they just don't have that worldview, that experience. And I've got to say this: in Singapore, we're very sheltered. We are very, very sheltered. And the average guy and girl will just, okay, finish school, get uni, go get job, go part time.
All you have to do is look at what the people are complaining, what Singaporeans are complaining about online, and you know they're very sheltered. The things that are complaining is what? The Grab delivery is late. Hello, got other better things to talk about or not?
So my question is,
then you know that your view is
I don't know that I don't know. How do we
correct.
ourselves?
How do you bridge that gap? But you always, it's like what Douglas says, what you have to want to know before you will start looking for something. You get what I mean? Because if I don't even want to know, then people tell me like, not interested lah. My grad degree is late lah, like that, you know. That's what they're concerned about. And yeah, so we can only help those that want to be helped, or we can only talk to those that want to learn stuff anyway. Okay, Yuan Chuan says people need to be aware of what is possible. Some people can see and some cannot. That's true.
Some can see and don't want to acknowledge it. Some can see. No, some can see. Some can see.
Yes. Oh.
And then they block.
No, then correct. So you know
then they go into denial.
Old shits, right? The old shits with the spectacle, then the shits can come out one. Then they see, they faster close again.
Because very hard work. Okay.
Yeah, so I open and faster close.
People want to live Thai lifestyles. Want things to be easy. Okay, and when things get tough, they still have a sense of entitlement and want things to continue. Okay, but the thing is everything is hard work. Okay, the entrepreneurs, okay, who or even if you look at the influencers and you think that so easy, right, doing whatever they do.
No, they do a lot of work back end.
It's a lot of hard work that is not seen. Okay, but
Yeah.
people want to get the nice things, okay, without doing the hard work.
And I want to add to that, saying that no, some can see and some cannot see, is just a
Some don't want
reason.
to see, and
Huh?
some don't want to see. Some can see and don't want to
Yeah,
see.
but whatever it is, it's a justification for not getting things done. The thing is that you can come in a group, you can have a group discussion with some people who can see, and some people who don't see, then work with somebody who can see. Whatever it is, you just have to be open-minded, have a discussion with more people, and be open-minded about talking. What do we? That's the reason why in Ouch My Money we have the five of us talking from different angles, from different views. I don't talk to myself, and I'm all right. If I don't see means I don't see. That is my. I mean,
I think being open-minded is the key word here.
yeah.
But that starts
Because
from a personal
I say
choice.
that I don't see, I don't know, I can't see technology helping me. Really, really, I cannot see technology helping me. So I cannot go there. So no, 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 you can't. You can't think that way.
Okay, bye, Chunho.
All we can say is how can
You're very
technology help me? What do I need to do with technology to help me pivot and change? What is it? What is possible? I mean, it is that open to suggestions by somebody else telling you what to do, what you can do.
correct. But it's
But
always a personal choice. It starts with that personal realization that you need to change. And this Yuan Chuan is so extreme. All Singaporeans need to go to labor camps every now and then. Hey, Yuan Chuan, you should do that. Do a business. Labor camp.
No, I don't want to go
No,
there.
as in like designated to broaden your horizon. If you want to be fit, go to Yuan Chuan's labor camp. If you want to be, I don't know, if you want to know what is life that is really tough, go to his labor camp. So, okay, this is a business idea. Okay, yeah. After the
and,
heightened
and Bruce actually maybe the next
brought
one
up
to
a
read
very
out
good.
Bruce's two comments.
Okay, I will not read out the vulgarity part, but yeah, basically it's about okay. So for some of us it's like desperate times, right? So Bruce is saying that there's a lot of people who are looking for opportunities or other ways besides their day jobs, other income earning opportunities, but because of that, there are some sharks, we term them sharks lah, okay, who take advantage of the people who are looking for opportunities and then they get scammed. And Bruce says they need to develop being shark proof, they need to wear the man. But sometimes it's like that, you need to get bitten before you learn. Sadly.
Sadly, it is true. It's like no, you don't know the boiling kettle is hot until you
Until
touch
you
it.
touch
You know?
it.
Yes.
So you just see heng sui lah. The first shark you meet, large shark or small shark. Small shark you bite, oh, then you know there's a shark. Large shark, then you already.
But to add on to what he's saying, I mean, it boils down to the same thing that Afiq just said. Singaporeans are sheltered. They
Yeah,
have not been exposed to a lot of all these things, and they have been sheltered by a lot of things. Even the government is sheltering them. So even at the moment when they got scammed, it gets spread around telling people what are the scam look. The police will tell them what the scam looks like, and then they avoid that scam. But they don't know in general there are scams and what are the signs look for when there are scams. It is not looking for a specific scam, not on the lookout to watch out for a specific scam, but to watch out for
What
what
scam
the
smells
scam.
like?
Yes.
Yeah, everybody needs to go to money and you. Okay,
That
anyway.
smells like a scam.
Yeah. So I just felt Singaporeans are just sheltered, and I think Singaporeans don't read enough to know what is going on as well. I mean, last time I always think that Americans are so sheltered. They always think about Americans in the US. They don't know the rest of the world. But sometimes I think about Singaporeans. Oh my goodness, they also don't know what is happening outside of Singapore.
I think this can be another topic for another day, but something else that we need to take into consideration in terms of technology also is that the internet feeds us what we want to see. So we can Google exactly the same thing. So Douglas can Google the same keywords that I'm Googling, our results come out will be different. So if you are in a different country and you type in exactly the same keywords, the keyword search, right, you will have very, very different results. So I think that is also something else that is further proving to whoever is watching that they are right lah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I also want to add to that, no, that's something that they need to learn about technology. The reason why they feed you what you want to read is because you tend to read those kind of things either on social media, especially Facebook, and then you want to talk about those gossips on WhatsApp, and WhatsApp belongs to Facebook, and then you feed into there, and then when you get Google will take information from there, and they'll just pull things that will feed what you like. So they will
Correct.
show you what you like. So
So
you
I'm
need
just
to have
curious,
diverse
like,
enough. So basically, you need to have diverse enough so that you don't get skewed into a corner.
and you wouldn't
And
even know they are
all
being
the time,
skewed.
you will gossips.
Oh, yeah, okay. Maybe not for me. What are you reading to know? Gossips, right? All the time.
No, I don't.
That's why he's being shown gossip all the time. Hi, yo. Sometimes I'll purposely put strange keywords in my Google to confuse it. I'll say poop tank or something like that.
Really? Does that
Yeah,
work?
purposely because you know, my husband is in IT, right? So he's very cautious about all these things. On then it is true that we are being spied on whether we like it or not. Because there are times when I don't type in anything on my Facebook, social media, or whatever, and then I just say something. And I say about 3-5 times it comes in a conversation. And then after that, Facebook starts showing me those ads. So that means they are listening to us. Right? You get what I mean? I'm not typing it in, but they're listening to us. So
Yes, they
dun,
are.
dun, dun, people, yeah.
But right
So
now,
yeah,
Siri
even
is
right
listening.
now, okay.
So
You
is
listen to
so
us,
is
right?
Bixby. So is Google. So is Alexa.
Every yeah. So if you have
You
a
can't run
Google,
away from
Alexa,
it.
whatever, yeah. So they
Seriously,
know all your yes, precisely. Okay, and
my
then
phone is listening. Seriously, if I say Siri, it will turn on.
no, but
So
my
it
Siri
is
is not even
listening.
on. You know, I
Huh?
off my Siri. I switch off my Siri because I
It
thought
is
it was a
still
bit
listening.
sneaky. Oh
If
no,
you
that's
have a
why. That's
Google,
why.
Yeah.
That's
How do
why.
you
if you
know
have
it?
a Google
How do
phone,
you know it's really off? Just because the
yeah,
light is off?
You never know. And
you
I have
never know.
already proven that it's not off because, like I say the same
Okay.
thing
This
few
this can
times
be
and
a
then it
totally
comes up.
entire
Yeah,
topic on
okay.
its own.
So that was why I was throwing that in terms of technology and learning and knowledge. Sometimes in our quest for knowledge, right, we may be shown things that we may think that we are looking for knowledge and we may think that what we are looking at is right, but we are just being shown by the internet and algorithms that our viewpoint you know what I mean? So we don't actually get the different viewpoints that we are looking for, even if we may want to have that. Okay,
But
Bruce
I
says
think
sometimes people sorry.
But that's where Bruce actually bring up a good point. There are places that you actually go to instead of typing into Google. You look for information like Reddit and Quora. Is it pronounced Quora? Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Quora and a duck duck go.
I
Yeah.
absolutely agree with
Or read
Chunho.
the news.
But
Wait,
here's the thing, because Chunho loves to say ignorance is a choice. Ignorance is a choice, right? Number one, ignorance is a choice. I also definitely believe another thing that comes in. You are the sum of the people you spend the most time around. And if I spend time around people who want to gossip and just want to sit down and just slack off and chill under the void deck playing the guitar in the one corner, jing jing jing, you know what I mean? Then that's what I'm going to be exposed to, and that's what naturally I'll be looking for. But simply by number one is being aware that, hey, I'm not happy in this current condition. I need to go and change the people around me. Number one, and number two, having that discomfort to say, okay, I'm usually happy reading, I don't know, fiction, reading comics, and reading about how coffee affects the brain and all that, right? And it's very uncomfortable for me to start picking up a book about creative thinking, about marketing, about brainstorming, about entrepreneurism, if that's the right word. It's very uncomfortable. The example I'm going to use are the boys I'm training, right? Within the team, I'm known as the investment specialist. I know a lot of things about investing and investments. And the three of them, I just told them this: dudes, the easiest way for you to start learning about this is not just to listen to me, but start reading the news, start reading investment news, start looking at the market updates by all our business partners. Just pick up some reading material and all of them say this, but it's difficult to understand. And I said, that's the point. If it's difficult to understand, it'll lead you down a rabbit hole for you to start, looking for these terms, looking for Googling, start understanding all these things. And naturally on that note, the stuff the stuff that Google starts suggesting to you will be more and more relevant. But it's whether, number one, you're willing to go through that little discomfort to say, hey, I'm tired of sitting down at the void deck playing the guitar in the corner, and decide to want to change my current skill set. And that is very uncomfortable. And we know humans are naturally wired to avoid discomfort.
Yeah, Afei, I totally agree with you. Recently, I just said something to somebody about this, not the guitar. I said something about this to a person who is just always fearful of the unknown. And I told a person, look, don't be fearful of the unknown. Go and find out a little bit of the unknown. The moment you know a little bit of the unknown, it is not an unknown. There's nothing to be fearful anymore.
My children
just
just watched this movie called Frozen, and there's a song that goes, into the unknown.
Just watch, man. They have watched many times already.
As a father, it's always in the back of my mind, all the different Disney songs. Into the unknown.
Okay. Into the unknown. I agree though. Once you peep through, it's not as scary. Usually things are not as scary as we think they are. It's all in the
So
mind.
the point is education. Okay? And education is, and I'm not talking about the formal education that we go through in school.
Talking about knowledge in general.
Yeah, but how we increase our intellectual capacity, okay, to know more, okay, to equip ourselves with more skills, more knowledge, and practice application. I was reading this book. I'm still reading this book, and the first chapter of this book was talking about our experience in life, and our experience in life is on a continuum. So I'm summarizing and paraphrasing. It's on a continuum between chaos and order. Okay, chaos is all the unknown, all the things we don't know. So it's very chaotic. Okay, because we don't know. It's messy and it's painful and it's scary and it's full of monsters. And then on the other end is order. Okay, where everything we know exactly what we need, and we can do things, and everything is predictable. When we come into the world, we come into chaos because we don't know, and then we need to learn things, and so exactly when we start to learn something, that unknown becomes known. So when we so the weapon against chaos is knowledge. Okay, the antidote to chaos is knowledge. When we start to see order and patterns in chaos, okay, and start to understand chaos, it stops being chaotic. Okay, and so when people are in fear of I don't know technology and all this, it's just that they're in a chaos state with regards to that thing. Okay, and to get out of chaos, so we want to get out of chaos and move towards order, and the only way to do that, okay, is not to deny and pretend chaos isn't there, because if we close our eyes, chaos will continue to surround us. Okay, but to actually look chaos in the face and say, okay, how do I figure out this chaos? And the antidote is knowledge. Okay, and then it's where to find the knowledge, where to learn, and then whatever is chaotic starts to become orderly, and then we can do, and then we can take on whatever that is.
Then we can make sense of it.
Yeah, the key is education.
Yeah, the key is education. The key is knowledge. And that's why even if you are an employee, don't go and no, your boss is so smart. Your boss is where they are because they have access to certain information and knowledge that the people under them don't have. And that's why they have certain ways of making decisions, and they are in that position to make certain decisions because they have access to certain information and knowledge. And it doesn't make you less smart or make you stupid. Sometimes you know, oh, my boss is so smart. But no, it's because they have more information and knowledge. And it's then a question of how the employees feel themselves with the same information and knowledge and learn how to make decisions that is similar to the bosses, and that's where you climb the ladder. Anyway, that's not the whole topic here, but basically, I'm agreeing that in whatever areas it is, knowledge is very important, and educating oneself to have those information or those knowledge and information is the way to get ahead. Okay, not the school kind of step by step kind of.
Yeah. So Bruce is saying, yeah. So it's the right.
knowledge as well.
Yeah. So it's the right. So Bruce is saying it's the right education, which I agree with him. Okay. So the thing is, before COVID, okay, Singaporeans generally, most of us were in the state of order. Okay, things were going fine. We were comfortable, roof over our heads, food.
We were like ants.
Sorry.
We were like ants. You know, then you drop a bottle.
Yeah. And then when COVID happened, this state of order became chaos. Okay, and the thing is it's not that whatever they knew was no longer useless, but became not relevant. Okay, because the environment had changed and we moved into chaos. So now the thing is, can we move back into order? We can. We absolutely can. Okay. Then the key is to learn something different, to do something different, and to acknowledge the chaos rather than be in denial and pretend that, hey, okay, one day this will be over and we'll go back to life as before. It won't. So it is the right education, and it's really addressing what is the chaos state right now. Is it chaos with money? Is it chaos with business? Is it chaos with relationship? Okay, and in this case, with the people who are struggling people who are thrown into need right now, the businesses and the individuals, they're basically in chaos state. So then the only question is how to get out of chaos state and bring order back.
Yeah,
it's a great education.
Yeah, but having said that, I mean, the government or many of the governments around the world actually have done a lot this time around. Okay, if you say that the government, they're not getting help from the government, I would really disagree with that. Those who actually complain that the government is not doing enough. If Singapore government didn't dig into, they actually dug into the reserve, never had that dug into the reserve. If they didn't dig into the reserve, if the US, if the European countries didn't use some of their, the government needs to support the countries, you know what is going to happen in the past year? We would have gone not into a recession, we have gone into depression. Things will be so bleak. If not for the government that have done something for each of the countries, we really have gone into depression. I was just looking at it, it was just so bleak. I was thinking that the world is going to go into depression. What was that?
What was what? Oh, it's me, is it? There was a motorbike downstairs.
Okay.
So Bruce asked, so what should we be learning and being skillful with?
Share.
Should
that be our last words?
No. Let me ask a question. Let me ask a question.
Yeah.
What do you see going forward?
Or what chaos? Or what chaos do you want to get out of? Because I think for all of us, we are all right now in chaos in some area of our lives. And it may not be the same. Okay, some people are in financial chaos right now. Some people are in relationship chaos because they have to stay at home with their spouse. Some people are in kid chaos because they have to deal with their kids. Okay, so that what do we need to learn depends on what chaos state we need to get out of. And like you say, what do you see moving forward? Because if you are in chaos state, then moving forward is order. Then what is that gap? Okay, between this chaos? So if I'm in financial chaos right now, and financial order to me means having sustainable income every month to be able to feed my family and have the roof over my head, then the question I ask or what I need to learn, okay, to get out of financial chaos state would be different from someone who's getting out of relationship chaos state. Okay, but is where am I now in chaos? and where do I want, what order do I want to get to? And what's the gap? Okay, and then the question becomes relevant on what then do I need to acquire skills, knowledge, and practice to move from here to there, to get out of this chaos and create order. Okay, those are actually my last words.
Okay, so today our last words will be on Bruce's question, is it? What should one be learning and being skillful with? Share!
Yeah, not the who farted question. The question
No,
before.
who farted? That one own self answer, okay?
Well,
Okay.
my last one is a little bit different, but I'm
Sure.
going to say my last one is going to is this. This will not be the last pandemic that humanity is going to see, and this heightened alert may not be the last heightened alert that Singapore is going to experience. This virus, it may come back as another variant and it's going to come back and haunt us again. It is very likely. There's a possibility, and it will just go in and out of either circuit breaker, heightened alert, and then ease, and then it will just keep going. And then it's then going forward. If you see this happening, how can you prepare yourself? And what do you need to do to get yourself ready for that? So those are my last words, and it is how you're going to be resilient going forward.
Okay, Afiq, last words?
So undoubtedly, the pandemic that was supposed to be a 2-week circuit breaker has turned into a year and a half, right? And everyone's affected. Obviously, everyone's affected very, very badly. And income is definitely a question that needs to be answered, right? For those of us who are professional investors, who have a whole, huge portfolio that's generating for us income, fine, great for you. Those of us who have businesses with no need to hold stock or not really affected by logistics and all that, great for you. But what about the guy on the street? What about the typical person who, I'm an employee, I'm going to the office every day, I don't know about job security, I don't know if the current company I'm going to be working for will even be around tomorrow. What do we do then? So I'd like to put, I always ask my people I coach these questions, like 3 things. Just look at, number 1, what you're interested in. Things that you're interested in. It can be anything from food to chemicals to fiction to books, whatever. Just write it down. Take 1 column, write it all down. What am I interested in? On a separate column, next to it, preferably put what I'm good at. You can be good at something but not interested in it. You can be interested in something and not be good in it. Now, for example, for a lot of my friends out there, you guys know that I love food, right? I'm good at cooking. But I'm not really interested in it, to be absolutely frank. I'm not interested in it. As long as we eat it, right? I'm like, okay, I'll bother to do the research to, figure out how to cook. I'm good at it. But if you ask me about the science, blah, 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 I couldn't give a damn. I'm not interested, but I'm really good at it. Now, then there's a third column. What pays me? Now, if you can think about all the different activities you can do that you can potentially earn an income, now you have 3 different columns. And if you see 3 of the same thing in one single line, right? 3 things that you're interested in, that you're good at, and that somebody will pay you for, then you will magically have a 4th column, which is really just a business idea. You're interested in it, which naturally means you start researching and being good at it, which means somebody will want to pay you for it, and you have a business idea. That's exactly what I did to Lena, and now she's writing newsletters. She's absolutely great at researching. She's interested in the process of researching. She's very good at getting information, and now what she's good at that people are willing to pay her for is to get all the information and condense it into a very nice format. And that, in fact, that skill landed her a new job almost just under a month after she got laid off of her previous one. And this was only a couple of months back. So, yeah. what you're interested in, what you're good at, and what somebody will pay you for.
Before I go into my own last words, when you say that 3 things, I thought it was like a slot machine. That's how the
You're not
money
wrong.
come out from the machine.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Yeah,
When
I
you all
know,
you
it's
get
a
the
good
whole
analogy,
row, it's all
right?
the same. Jackpot.
Then the money come off.
And then you use tribal.
Maybe. Love Tribal-Fi.
That's what I mean.
And some love to Tribal-Fi.
What about you, Rachel?
Okay, that's not my last words, okay? My last words, I think be adaptable. I think that's really all. Like whatever life, when we were born, we were not given handbooks. Right? Nobody is being taught how to be a daughter, a son, a partner, whatever. Just be adaptable. To be adaptable, learn, and then do what is necessary. And then after that, when you have covered what's necessary, you can also at the same time do your slot machine thing that Afiq was talking about. The actionable tip. So everybody, you go back now. You don't want to write down also can. You can type into Excel nowadays, okay? Or if you can write it down also good. But that's really my last word. Just be adaptable. I think what has really helped is, for me myself, is being adaptable and focusing on what works. Yeah, because it's not just about finance. There's also the mental health, right, and the physical health part also, and many other dimensions. I only got 3, so according to Douglas, there's 6 more, 9 total. So the 3 main ones I would say, right, money, health, and mental health, physical and mental health. So focus on what works, and then do more of that. No? Whatever doesn't work, then do less of it. That's all. Okay. That's my last words.
For the very first time, I've typed out my last words first.
Let me read that for you.
So my last words is to be open to ideas and hang out with the right people. Those are people with different mindsets and way of thinking. That's my last words. And before I finish, and saying anything, Douglas, sorry, I didn't capture the last words for you previously. Because that was random.
Move from chaos to order. Figure out what chaos state you are in and what order state you want to be at. See what the gap is, and then fill the gap.
Is that point A and point B?
Except that I found I'm reading this book right now, and I found the description of chaos and order very apt because it's all the unknowns. Okay, it's all the knowns, but it's actually on the same continuum.
What book?
I can't remember the title, but it's this brilliant guy. So this really, really brilliant guy. Something about 12 rules to something.
Can you put it in the comments below later?
Yeah, share.
Okay?
I'm curious.
Please share your knowledge.
I'll share with you guys. I'll share with you guys. It's a secret book.
12 Rules for Life, Jordan Peterson, right?
Yes, correct. Why you review it?
It's not a secret anymore. That is
You
not
didn't
me.
know what it was. My bad.
you
Forget what I
type
said.
Yeah. The
That's
12
ridiculous. All 12 rules of don't know what by Peterson. I'm sure I typed in 12 rules of by Peterson, the book.
rules.
Okay, please add in the
It's
comments
a
below.
brilliant book. Yeah.
Okay, I guess that's it for our episode today. Bruce says fill the shithole with dirt and what is plaid flowers?
Plant.
And plant flowers.
Flowers.
Plaid flowers. I
Okay.
thought you take the flower and you plaid them. Like a house. Okay, anyway, thanks Yan Chuan, Bruce, for staying with us, and for those of you guys who joined us. I think my friend Lin also came on for a bit. Yeah, so we will see you guys 2 weeks later. So follow our Facebook page, Ouch My Money, and then get to know when our next live is going to be. All right. So see you guys 2 weeks later. Stay safe. And Rosalie, in the book, what's that? Wen Kai is putting on. Is that the book, Wen Kai?
Yeah, looks like it.
Okay. Yeah. Rosalind, go to Wen Kai's link in the comment. Okay, guys. See you guys in 2 weeks' time. Bye.